Chamber of Commerce is raising funds to help businesses impacted by the Maui wildfires. And joining us this morning in studio to tell us more about the effort is Menor-McNamara, President and CEO. Thank you so much for being here.
Good morning. Thank you for having me here.
Now, I don't know, do we know how many businesses have been impacted by the fire? I'm sure it's in the hundreds.
And so far, we're focused on the immediate needs of life and safety and helping the families that have been impacted. But we know in the coming weeks, we'll recognize the economic toll that the fires have created. We don't know the exact numbers, but we do know within Lahaina, there are a couple hundred restaurants, retail, and countless jobs that were lost. But beyond that, in fact, SBA just came out that they estimate more than 800 businesses that are impacted. And this is just within the community. If you think about the indirect impact that this has caused outside within other parts of Maui as well as across the state, it will be much larger. And that's why it's critical to garner as much support so that the businesses can rebuild and lives and livelihoods can be restored.
So what can, all of us who maybe aren't on Maui right now or weren't impacted directly in terms of losing a home or a business, what can we all do to help?
So for the Chamber, we created the Business Relief Fund, and our fund is specifically to help restore businesses and the livelihoods of their employees. This was launched a couple of weeks ago. We know there's so many other funds that need to be supported. We've been focused on the next stage, which is economic recovery. And so we've been encouraging our members as well as the broader business community across the nation to help with this fund so that when businesses start assessing what damage was done, and what the needs are, that we'll have the funds available to deploy. But on top of that, we'll also need technical assistance, expertise, as well as state and federal government support. Many of these businesses that were impacted are still climbing out of the deep hole that the pandemic caused and still have loans. So we need to find ways to seek grants so that businesses can immediately start to rebuild.
I know we've of course, been talking about for those impacted, how important it is to register with FEMA, to register with the Small Business Administration and all of those in order to try and get help. Do they need to do that with you guys as well?
So for us, we have a website that lists all the different resources. I know Maui the SBA just launched a Maui Small Business Recovery Center so that they can help guide businesses to apply for loans and other types of support. But we do encourage those who have been impacted to contact us and let us know what kind of damage was done, what they need. So the more information we have, the more we can go to our state and federal governments and provide that information to get the support, the very much needed support that these businesses need so that they can rebuild and restore jobs.
And as I'm sure you have spoken with some of your members who've been impacted, what are you hearing from them right now?
Yeah, our hearts go out to them and many others just because they are right now focused on their employees, their own families. Many lost homes too, but we do know in the coming weeks, months, and even years that they will need the help. Again, as I mentioned earlier, many of them are still recovering from the pandemic, paying off loans. So for them, it's about how can they get more financial support and much needed resources. And that's why we launched a fund to be able to do that so they don't have to worry about seeking other types of funding. But we're all going to have to work together to help rebuild. But we do know that it's critically important to hear the voices of the Lahaina community on how to rebuild.
I know even some of those who've been impacted, your own members, are also stepping up.
Yes, it's so encouraging to see many businesses see that they want to help. Some of our members have lost their businesses there. There's others stepping up, major employers such as Hawaiian Airlines, Southwest. And we even got significant donations from national companies like Amazon, Target, even Harold Castle Foundation here locally. They have indicated to us that if we raise $50,000 from other businesses, they will match it. So these creative ways of coming up with funding to help build our business relief fund so that we can help our businesses.
Well, thank you so much for being here with us this morning. Some great information there, so thank you.
Thank you so much.
And we will have this full interview on our website, KITV.com, in just a little bit, along with links to everything that Sherry mentioned here so you can help those businesses impacted. It's 6:23.